What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Replay. I am Kato. I am back here live. We just had a great AEW Full Gears pay-per-view, man. What y'all trying to do? What's going on? I think AEW has figured it out. I think they're trying to take my monies. They're trying to take my money in February. They took my money last night. I think they're trying to take my monies again. This pay-per-view was crazy. Easily one of the top 3 pay-per-views of the year, if not the best pay-per-view of the year. And I'm talking about all of wrestling. This pay-per-view was crazy. What's going on? Trying to take my monies. Man, let's go ahead and jump into this AEW Full Gear pay-per-view. Even the kickoff. The pre-show was Serena Deeb defending her NWA Women's Championship against Allison Kay. Really good match. A really good opening match. Pre-show match between the two. You had Allison Kay clearly had the size advantage, the power advantage, and that's what she looked to use in this match against Serena. But Serena's a technical wrestler. She used that against her. And she also used the fact that it was like she was one step ahead of Allison pretty much the whole match. And that ultimately what led to her putting on that Serenity Lock, which I like the name of that. She got that Serenity Lock on, and that was pretty much it. The more interesting part of the match actually came after the match, where Thunder Rosa came out. No words was exchanged, but a stare down between the two, maybe implying something, maybe not. Man, what's going on? Thunder Rosa had everybody confused, had everybody tricked. So, still no actual sign of where Thunder Rosa will be going, but it appears she be making a little AEW run. I would like to see it in a different company, but I am not mad at AEW for if they did sign her, for making that signing, because it just made your women's roster that much better and that much stronger to me. So I don't mind that. Now the show itself kicked off with Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, right? Kenny Omega, Hangman Page kicks off the show. And a lot of people was confused. But you know what? I actually like what they did. Because Heyman Page and Omega actually came out and they set the tone. They set the tone for the rest of the card. They set the tone for everyone in the back in the locker room. Now you have to follow our lead. You have to follow up our match. So your match has to be that much better. You have to amplify everything you do to equal what we just now did to open the show. So it was a smart move. And I actually liked it. And the rest of the card did their job. And they picked it up every match going forward. So Kenny Omega actually picked up the win here, and this was a physical match, man. It was physical. These two from the opening bell, they went at it blow for blow, big spot, hard hitting moves. Omega took a power bomb outside the ring onto the ramp at one point, and I thought he was out. I thought he was going to be concussed. He didn't. He toughed it out, finished the match. He even dropped Page with a tiger bomb right on his head. And it was kind of eerie because it was scary. It reminded me of Stone Cold Steve Austin when he was temporarily paralyzed after taking, a bad power driver. And it looked so similar. It was like, please, don't let this be happening. He's a young guy. He has a bright future ahead of him. So I'm glad he was able to, finished the match. Didn't seem to have any issues, so that's a good thing. Paige, man. I remember when Paige first came and fought Jericho to see who would be crowned the AEW champion, right? Now he loses to Omega. It seems like Paige just cannot get over that hump of those main eventers, those superstars that's currently on the roster. So it kind of had me thinking, where does Paige go from here? I'm going to get more into that later on in this video, because I think I have a hunch. I have a hunch of something that's going to go down. I hope it does go down, because it would be great, man. That would be great storytelling. You have from now until February to tell this storyline. If you choose to make it go down this way, I hope they do. But Heyman Page, he managed to put on a really good match with Kenny Omega, and now Omega will be going on to face the AEW champion. I'm not sure if they'll do that at February, or if they're going to have a special type of pay-per-view for if you win this tournament from here on out, you fight the champion at this time. So we'll have to see how that goes. The next match they hit up there was Orange Cassidy and John Silver. That match was really good. I'm just so used to seeing Silver, in the tag team situation with the Dark Order, that I was a bit hesitant to see that he would do well in the singles competition. But no, he did not disappoint. Orange Cassidy did not disappoint. These two guys came out there and they ripped it up, and they had to follow up a hell of a performance themselves, because they're the next match right after Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. So, the energy is already high in the building. The goosebumps are now flowing, because your nets and your match has to keep the audience engaged after what we just seen with Hangman Page and Omega. But they did a good job, man. I'm really impressed by Cassidy and Silver. Like these two guys should make a really big mark on the single scene. Orange Cassidy, he's been in big match after big match, even though he lost twice to Cody in a row for that TNT title. But this win is exactly what he needed to get himself back on pace to possibly get another title shot, possibly moving up and try to challenge for the AEW World title. We don't know, but with them only having 2 titles right now, it makes it a little difficult, because he's not a tag team wrestler and he's already lost twice to the TNT champion. So it makes it a bit confusing of where does he go from here. I guess he just has to keep building up on his ranking and building up on the ranking, and maybe he'll find himself in line for another title shot down the road. We'll have to see if they improve their ranking system and how people get their title shots in the matches that they get if moving forward in the future. So next, after that, we had Cody versus Darby Allin. Oh my god. To let you guys know, if you haven't seen my prediction video, I got every match right so far on the card. Just letting you guys know that. Tooting my own horn. Toot. But we had Cody and Darby Allin, right? This match, well, first of all, let me apologize to Darby Allin. When I first seen Darby Allin, he was in a lot of hardcore type matches, and I thought, this is all this guy can do. That's all he got. I don't understand how he's going to advance in AEW. Every match he fight is not going to be the style match. So coming into this match with him and Cody, I'm looking at it as, okay, I don't expect much from Darby Allin. Cody's going to have to carry this match. I was completely wrong. I was absolutely wrong. Darby Allin can go. My bad, Darby. I'm sorry. I apologize. Darby Allin can go. He can go. Him and Cody match so far is the best match of the night to me. This match was better than the Kenny Omega match and Page match to me. This match told so much. The story that was told in between the ropes, the action you got from these two, it was so good. And this actually fits into my storyline with Hangman Page of where I think he will go next. So Darby Allin actually beat Cody. He beat Cody, not with a coffin drop or anything like that. He beat Cody off a quick roll-up. And I'm a fan of quick flash pins, quick roll-ups, because that shows that, you made a mistake. That shows that, you being one step off or your head not being completely in the game, you can lose your match. And I think that's something that wrestling really got away from, is pins and finishes like that. Now with a title being on the line, that was even more shocking. No one was expecting that. No one was looking for that finish to happen right there. So for that to happen, the shock factor that this match now has is amazing. The storytelling between Cody and Arn Anderson during the match, amazing. The storytelling with Darby, I'm not giving up. I do want to be that face. I do want to be the ace guy of the company. Was amazing. It told itself in between the ropes, right? Now, with Cody losing his TNT title, it's not like when he lost to Brody where he had to come back and reinvent himself because he felt like he was too small to hang with the bigger guys. In this match, Cody, I think, kind of slept on Darby. He kind of took Darby lightly as if he knew he was going to win this match. So in the midst of him during the match, he's doing the push-ups and things like that. And you see Arn Anderson, he's losing it on the outside. When Cody loses the match, Arn Anderson is just, you can see the disappointment on Arn Anderson's face. So I'm thinking, what do we do now? We went back to the drawing board. I got bigger. What now can I do to improve? Because I shouldn't have lost that match to Darby Allin. I'm thinking that Arn Anderson takes Cody, start him back over from the beginning. He has to reinvent himself, and I think they're going to start a new faction between Cody and Hangman Page and two more guys that we'll get to later on in the video. But yeah, this match was absolutely amazing, man. This was a really good match. After the match, we seen Taz and his Brian Cage and Ricky Starks attacking Cody and Darby Allin after the match. It wasn't until Will Hobbs came and he made the save pretty much. So they didn't get to do too much damage. But you have to think that one of those two guys are going to be in line next. They're both 10-1. Brian Cage is top 5. They already have history with Darby Allin. So they're going to definitely... That target that Darby had on his back with that Taz faction just got... Wow. Sorry. It just got bigger. Because now I got two 10-1 guys. These are two guys that are already coming after you before you even had a title. Now we're going to want it even more. So I'll be looking for that in the future. I'm pretty sure it'll be Starks will probably go first. I think Starks will go first, and then I'll probably end it off with Brian Cage because he'll probably be the one, if anyone, to take the title off of Darby Allin. But I hope Darby has a really long run. He deserves a really long run. He's really, really good. Next, we had our AEW Women's Championship. Cheetah defend against Nyla Rose. This match, I was a bit disappointed. This was the only match I got wrong with my predictions. I'm really disappointed in the fact that Nyla Rose lost again. You know, I don't understand where they're trying to go with Nyla. They gave Rose a manager and Vicky Guerrero. She's a powerhouse. She dominated the match for the most part. And Cheetah just found a way. She found willpower and dug deep and managed to just win the match. But my thing is with Rose, you have Vicky Guerrero in her corner. That was the only reason for her bringing in Vicky as a manager, is to make sure that she wins this title, right? I don't see how you don't let her take the title home. Maybe you didn't want too many title changes on the card or a title change back to back. I don't know, but Rose should definitely be the champion right now. I think she should be the champion because Vicky is that Harley Race to Vader, that Paul Bearer to Undertaker. She's that manager that's going to propel that wrestler to the next level. All right. Now, Rose didn't do anything differently than she would have done without Vicky. So if you're going to keep Vicky there and you're going to keep her in that manager role, Nyla should definitely have a long title run. I'm talking about 6 to 8 months, a long title run, because Vicky should always get her over the hump, whether it's helping her cheat, whether it's distracting the referees, distracting the wrestlers, whatever. Vicky should always help get Rose over that hump because she is clearly dominant. She's already, a dominant presence in the women's division. She's dominating in her matches. Vicky should be that one to, throw the foot on the bottom rope to stop the 3 count when, or right when the finish happens, the finishing move happens. Vicky should be jumping on the apron, distracting everyone so Nyla can kind of, gain her wits back. But that wasn't the case at all. So I'm not even sure where they're going to go with the storyline. After the match, you've seen Vicky, slap Rose and storm off. But Rose didn't retaliate. Rose did not retaliate. She didn't, chase Vicky. She didn't slam her. She just kind of followed her to the back as if she's falling in line and falling in place. And she trusts Vicky. She believes Vicky guidance, and she doesn't want to ruin that relationship. So for her not to retaliate, it definitely says a lot. It says that Vicky is still going to be here, and that's going to still be her manager. So where do we go now? Rose has to go to the back of the line. She has to go to the back. But, excuse me, man. But how do we get her back to the front? Because we need more women on the shows. She needs to rack up more wins, and she needs to redevelop some momentum back into that title hunt. For now, she's our AEW Women's Champion. I can't wait to see who will be the next contender for her. I'm not sure, but I'm really surprised that she'd run and retain that title. Next, we had FTR and Young Bucks, the best match of... What's going on? The best match of the night. Best match of the night I'm calling right now. Young Bucks versus FTR. If the Young Bucks lose, they can never go after those AEW tag titles again. What a stipulation. I would have liked if this match did not have that stipulation, because it kind of give away to what's happening. It kind of gives away to that, okay, the Young Bucks should win this match. Without that stipulation, it's up in the air. And it's up in the air because you have a great team in FTR with great guidance with Tully Blanchard on the outside of the ring. All right. The storytelling in this match was perfect. FTR, one of the best technical and solid tag teams. That's what they pride themselves on. They did not wrestle their style of match. They more so tried to keep up with the Bucks style of match, which is what led them to losing their tag team titles. All right. So that's the story that was painted throughout this match. So FTR catering to the challengers, trying to beat the challengers at their own game, is how you lost your titles. That story would have been much better if the stipulation was not in place. You know what I'm saying? If the stipulation wasn't there, it would have been like, okay, this is why they lost. They didn't overcome what was in front of them. They actually, regressed. They tried to change and do something that they're not. Do something that they weren't. All right. After the match, After the match, we had Omega. I'm not sure why, but Omega came out and, congratulated the Bucks. He's hugging them. Possibly going to see the Bucks as tag team champions. Possibly have Omega as AEW World Champion. So the Elite is looking good. Now on the outside of the ring, just inside the entrance ramp, was Heyman Page. And it's weird because the announcers kind of didn't really acknowledge that Heyman Page was really there. They just kind of said, someone's lurking around, but they didn't really acknowledge that, Heyman Page is watching this happen inside the ring. Now that brings me full circle to everything that I'm thinking that's going to happen in the near future. We have Cody Rhodes, not focused, loses his title. Arn Anderson is clearly upset about this, right? We have Heyman Page, who just seems not to be able to get over that hump of beating those top guys, those main event stars that's currently on AEW. Now we have FTR losing their tag team titles. Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard can easily put their heads together and say, hey, look, we got guys like Cody, FTR, and Heyman Page. We can easily form our version of the Four Horsemen. There's no way I don't see Cody turning. I think a turn has been hitting with Cody for a while now. Heyman Page, the way he looked, he didn't look like he was happy that they won. He kind of looked like, I'm being left out, and I don't like it. FTR are already heels, so it works perfectly. If we get Cody Rhodes, Heyman Page, and FTR as the AEW's version of the Four Horsemen, they are going to run 2021. I guarantee it. Cody cannot go after AEW titles, so you need someone to go after them. Why not the guy who lost to the ex-champion and lost to possibly the future champion? He's already in those matches. He's right there. He's right there. He just needs that little bit more to help get him over the hump. And what would be better than having Arn Anderson and or Tully Blanchard in your corner to help you get over that hump? So that's what I think is going to happen. I think the Nightmare Family is going to be no more. You'll probably still have Brandy. I think Dustin will try to talk some sense in Cody. What are you doing? But I wouldn't be surprised if we get to see a 4 Horsemen faction form with those 4 guys going forward. I think that would be an awesome look for AEW. I think that would be awesome, man. So, the next match. What do we have next? What do we have next, man? Oh, my God. What's going on? What's going on? The best cinematic match I've seen since Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. The best since the compound match. Alright. Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara put on a hell of a show. A hell of a show. And it was filled with surprises. You had LAX come out. You had Private Party come intervene. You had Shane Helms come out. You had Gangrel come out. Like, this was a awesome match. Most times when I think of a cinematic match, I'm not normally entertained. I'm kind of like, okay, let's hurry up and get over this segment so we can get to the next match. This was a awesome match. These guys left it all out there, from using fireworks to tables to ladders, chairs, of course, trash cans, everything. These guys left it out there. Sammy, he's going to be the future. Sammy is definitely the future AEW. Any match you put him in, especially pay-per-view quality matches, he leaves his all out there in the ring, for sure. There's no spot that he's scared of. He leaves it all out there in the ring. Him and Matt Hardy put on a hell of a show. And it just goes back to what I was saying with Heyman Page and Kenny Omega. When those guys started out that show and they set the tone, every match after that followed. When Matt Hardy and Sammy had to follow up that tag team match, which to me was still the best match of the night, they said, okay, we're going to turn this up. We are going to go all out. And they did. I like that AEW played on, the older wrestlers coming back. Well, not coming back, but, making an appearance, making a cameo. That was awesome. Excuse me. Only thing I'm not really sure about is Matt Hardy and Private Party. I know that he's coaching them, or he's trying to, teach them and help them out along the tag team scene. It's just weird because it doesn't fit in, and it doesn't seem to be benefiting them because they're still losing. But other than that, this match was absolutely crazy with Ultimate Deletion, Matt Hardy getting the win like I thought that he would, putting Sammy in the trash can, dropping him off. It was awesome. It was really good, man. Wow, it was so cool to see the old timers. AEW, I feel like, has found their stride. I think they found their stride. They have to keep this up. I know every pay-per-view is not going to be of this quality, but for your go-home pay-per-view, for your end-of-the-year pay-per-view, this was it. You guys did your WrestleMania. This was awesome. This was a great go-home pay-per-view for AEW. And the crazy thing is, we still have 2 more matches. It's still 2 more matches. I know I'm long-winded, but I actually have the match playing right now in the background. I have the pay-per-view still playing in the background. This is my 3rd time watching the pay-per-view. It's really good, man. It's really, really good. So we had MJF versus Jericho, with MJF making and earning his way into the Inner Circle. My thoughts on that: this match was actually not what I thought it was going to be. I thought MJF and Jericho was going to have a much better match than they did. It wasn't bad, but when you think of Jericho standards, and he normally, what's the word I'm looking for? He normally help bring whatever talent he's in the ring up with to the next level. And I felt like this match was just kind of slow. It was kind of like a slower paced match. It just wasn't as good to me. Even the finish, I thought wasn't that good to me. Hitting him with the the fake out of being hit with the bat and the ref turning around, and Jericho still caught with the hand in the bat in his hand. I'm sorry. And he's like, no, I didn't hit him. And he throws it back down and then gets the roll-up pin. I didn't like that finish. I didn't like the finish. But now we do have Jericho and MJF in the inner circle with Wardlow and LAX and Sammy and Harper, right? And Hager, and Hager. My question is, where do we go from here? This is a huge faction right now. It's really big. It's almost as big as the Dark Order, which to me is too big as well. But I'll do another video on that. And saying that the way I would like the Dark Order to have went, there's clearly no way for them to do that now. But this faction is pretty big. My thinking is that MJF goal is to take over the inner circle. All right, I think he's going to take the inner circle over from Jericho, and Jericho is going to be on the outs. With Jericho on the outs, only people I can see actually going with him is Sammy and possibly Ortiz. I don't want Ortiz to go for the fact that I don't want LAX, who is one of the better tag teams in AEW right now, one of the better tag teams in wrestling right now. I do not want them to be split up. All right. So I would take Hager and Sammy to go with Jericho, and Jericho's going to have to fight his way through. He's going to have to fight against LAX. He's going to have to fight against Wardlow. He's going to have to fight against all these guys just to make it to another one-on-one match with MJF to get his ultimate revenge on MJF for taking over the inner circle and, you know, pretty much messing up his inner circle that he built since AEW started. So that's why I think MJF is going to go with this match, with him winning the match against Jericho for entry into the inner circle. I think that's his whole reason, is just to take over what Jericho has. You know, I don't see these two guys both being world champions. No way. And I don't see one of them taking a backseat to the other. So it's kind of a situation where, look, this circle is too big. It's too small for the both of us. One of us has to go. And I think it'll be Jericho being pretty much kicked out of his own inner circle. Now on to the main event of the evening. We have Moxley versus Kingston and an I Quit match. The promos from Eddie Kingston itself solidified that I was getting this pay-per-view. It solidified that I want to see this match. It definitely delivered. It delivered on all fronts. All fronts. We know that Kingston and Moxley definitely wrestled probably in their indie days. in the indie days, I'm pretty sure. Their chemistry didn't go anywhere. It didn't waver. These two guys, in their style match, no DQ, anything goes, I Quit. Their style match, tacks coming out, barbed wire coming out, you know, all sorts of weapons. This is what they do. And they did not disappoint. They closed this show off in a major way. All right. Moxley managed to retain his title. I will give a full breakdown of all the matches in the description below. All right. So if I'm not going too far in depth, it's just this card was so big and amazing. I don't want to make this video too long. So I'm trying to like speed it up. But I'll go more in depth in the descriptions down below. But Moxley retained his title. He retained the title. And Kenny Omega came out to pretty much put him on notice. I'm next. You know, I'm next. I'm your next opponent. Now, if you remember when AEW first started, these two really went at it. I was there at that show where, you know, they went to the back and Moxley put Omega through that glass table. I was at that show in DC. If we're gonna get these type of matches between these two, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be really good because this isn't the Kenny Omega from when AEW first started. This is the sweeper. This is New Japan Pro Wrestling Kenny Omega. Now, I don't know if Moxley can hang with that Kenny Omega. I think Kenny Omega will be the new AEW World Champion. I think that's what will happen. I think Heyman Page, Cody Rhodes, and FTR will form their crew. And Heyman Page will get his revenge on not only the Elite, but he will also get his revenge on Kenny Omega and take his AEW title. All right. Led you guys all the way to next year and what I think. So, dang, what's going on? I feel like, man, AEW has locked me in to getting the pay-per-view already in February. Isn't that crazy? This show was that good. I'm already locked in to getting the pay-per-view in February. What's going on, man? But I'll make another video pretty soon about the factions of the Dark Order. I think they could have went a completely different route, which would have solidified the Dark Order and made them 10 times better than what they are. But what I want to know right now, what do you guys think of the pay-per-view? Good. I know it's good. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's a top 3 pay-per-view of the year? Think it's the best pay-per-view you ever seen on the year so far? What do you think about the title changes with the Bucks and Darby Allin? What about the title retention of Moxley and Cheetah? What do you guys think about that? Let me know. Comment, DM. Make sure you guys follow on Instagram, Twitter. If you haven't already, please like the video. That goes a long way. Please subscribe. That goes a long way, and it's free to do. And make sure you turn on your alerts so every time we drop a video, you will get notification. And once we hit 100 subscribers, we will definitely be starting our monthly giveaway. All right, monthly giveaway. All you have to do is drop a comment, boom, you entered. That simple. The more time you like, the more time you put comments, the more time we're going to see you, the more chances you have of winning the prize every month. And it's free. All right. I will be joined by Max Whitman soon. We're going to be starting a series that I think you guys will really enjoy, something that the replay is all about, and that's going back in the past and replaying some classic stuff. I'm not going to tell you exactly what, but we'll be replaying some classic stuff. So make sure you guys hang around for those. And that's pretty much it, man. Until next time, I'm Kato. I'm signing out. Peace.